Yo, what up guys, this is your boy Legendary here, aka your boy Judai, and today I'm with my boy Yusei Fudo.
Yo, what's up guys?
And we are going to be doing the Junk Turbo deck profile, the updated Junk deck, Turbo deck, the updated version of it. You know, a bunch of new cards that we added to Yusei's deck, and you know, it actually kind of changed the dynamic of the deck quite a bit. So, you know, this is a really more powerful, updated version of the Junk deck. So
yeah. All right, guys. So, for those who don't know, we had a older version of the Junk deck in our channel, and what we did was we converted the speed spells into regular spell cards. However, for this we decided to not use any of that, considering that, you know, those cards weren't really regular spell cards that Yusei can use like in a ground duel, whatever. So we went for a more realistic variant of the deck. So this is Yusei's deck without those spell cards, with whatever he can use for ground duels mainly. But it's not really just limited to ground duels. It's just a Junk deck, Junk and a Synchron type style deck. So let's get into it. For now, we'll go into the monsters. So for the monsters, for the tuners first, we have Junk Synchron. He's literally the ace of all the other tuner monsters in the deck. We also have a new Synchron monster, Jet Synchron. This card came in I think is the structure deck, the Synchron Strike structure deck, and we decided to add it, being that it's, you know, it revolves around synchros and synchrons and junk and whatever not, and it fits Yusei's deck, as we kind of already mentioned in a video before about what we were doing. Then we have Quickdraw Synchron, who recently we've been using the anime effect, so we're gonna stick to it. The anime effect is not limited to just Synchron specific, where you have to use it to synchro summon a monster from the extra deck that involves a Synchron in it, you know, that needs a Synchron as a material. So with this, you can choose to make it a Synchron. So you can literally he's just a generic synchro monster with the effect to, you know, pretty much synchro for anything. And he also has the ability to discard cards, especially summon itself. So we have those. We have Unknown Synchron. It's just a generic Synchron monster. The more Synchrons, the better. You get to also, you know, special summon it if you have no monsters like Cyber Dragon. We have Road Synchron. We have Mono Synchron. This card I never really used, but I'm gonna start using it, and especially it works good in this deck. So Mono Synchron, you can literally just make, if you use it for a synchro material, all the other materials must be level 4 lower, warrior or machine type monsters, and they're treated as level 1. But the anime effect is just anything he synchros with becomes a level 1. So that's the effect that we're going for, the anime effect, because the TCG one seems to be a little too restricted. We then have Duel Synchron. Everybody knows what that card does. And for the last Synchron monster, we have Steam Synchron. And I like his effect. His anime effect is pretty much the same as his regular TCG effect. The only difference is that he has an extra effect where when a card is, I believe, added to your hand, you could special summon it or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's one of the two for Steam Synchron. Yeah, something like that. But we'll be using the anime effect anyways because it's a little better. You can also, I believe you can synchro summon during your opponent's turn with it. But yeah, that's the effect we're going to go for. And then the last two tuner monsters that are not Synchrons are the Breed Dragon, and the Effect Bearer. And that's it for the tuners. Obviously, it's a pretty straightforward. Now for the main monster roster, we have Junk Collector. Yes, finally they made this freaking card. I've been wanting that card for a while. I like how he looks and his effect and everything. I don't know why he's level 5, but whatever. He's a junk monster, so we're definitely gonna add it. And we also have Junk Servant, because, you know, it's a junk and a Synchron deck. And then we have Synchron Explorer, who's pretty good. He lets you bring out a Synchron monster from your graveyard when you normal summon it, which can, you know, continue to synchro chain. Then we have Shield Wing, you know, defense, Level Warrior, special summon fodder, and we have another card from the structure deck, Rush Warrior. He's pretty good. He's like somewhat like a honest, but not really, for Warrior Synchro monsters. He just doubles their attack, so that's pretty good. And then I believe he has another effect in the graveyard. I think you could banish it. Yeah, you banish from the graveyard to target one Synchron monster and just add it to your hand. So that's just like more, you know, consistency, more, you know, Synchro plays. We have Doppelwarrior, Level Eater. Yeah, it's banned in real life, but this is a character channel, so booyah. And we have Tuningware. And we have another new card, Synchron Carrier. He's so good with the deck because it allows you to normal summon more monsters, so that's perfect. I like it. And on top of that, when you synchro summon, you know, using I think it's a synchro summon of a warrior or a machine, you know, you can literally just summon a token, a level 2 token, and you can continue that, you know, synchro chain if you have other materials. And we have Speed Warrior, because why not? Boost Warrior, and Quillbolt Hedgehog, and that's the main, you know, main deck monsters. Now we're gonna move into the trap cards. Usually I have a lot of freaking trap cards, but I try to limit myself this time, so I kind of just gave it at 10. We have an anime card, Crush Star. I like the effect that they gave it now. You could just when a synchro monster is destroyed, you can target 2 monsters with 1000 attack or less, one in your hand and one in the graveyard, especially summon both of them in defense position. So that's good target for like junk collector if you want, you know, to use a trap card in your graveyard, and you can literally bring them out with that. We have Miracle's Wake and Descending Lost Star. We have Scrap Iron Scarecrow. We have Insightful Cards of Reversal. This is another anime card. Pretty busted anime card, but it's conditional. Your opponent has to add a card or cards from his deck to his hand outside of the draw phase, and then you draw cards equal to the number of cards your opponent has in his hand. And we have Card of Sacrifice. The anime effect of this card is a lot better. There's no limit to it, like there's no like such a strict restriction. We have Graceful Revival, Spirit Force, another anime card, Synchro Spirits. It's good because you can continue to synchro the synchro chain by banishing a synchro monster in your graveyard. If you have all the other materials that you used for that synchro, you can just bring them back out. And lastly, we have Defense Draw. That's all the trap cards. And lastly, for the rest of the main deck cards, we have these spell cards. We have 1 for 1. Pretty straightforward. We have Scrap Fist, because why not? It's literally Junk Warrior's attack, and it's a pretty busted card. Usually you want to finish your duels with this card if you can, if it's possible, because it's really good. We have Battle Waltz. We use the anime effect, which is a lot better. You literally make an exact copy of the synchro monster, and you can, if that token is destroyed in battle, you could make the monster that destroyed it lose attack equal to that token's attack. So that's pretty good if you're like going against a monster that's pretty big and you need to decrease his attack. So that's another good thing. We have Treasured Cards of Harmony, or Cards of Consonance. This is just the anime effect, and it's a lot better. Instead of having it to be a restriction of a dragon type tuner monster whose attack is 1000 or less, you discard any, you could just send any tuner and draw cards. We have Double Summon, because you know, more synchro plays. We have Tuning, the anime effect. It's not restricted to Synchron. You just add a tuner from your deck to your hand, and then you send cards from the top of the deck equal to that level of that tuner monster that you add to your hand to the graveyard. So that's pretty good. It deck thins for you, and that's what you want in this deck. And there's a lot of other cards, as you saw, that have like good effects in the graveyard. So, and lastly, we have Advanced Draw. I just wanted to add it because I never really used that card, but I've always wanted to, so now I think I found the reason to. And yeah, that's all the spell cards for this deck. Now we'll move into the extra deck, and we'll start it off with the main man, Stardust Dragon, because you know, even if it's a junk deck, you need your ace. And then we have a new card, another new card, which is Stardust Warrior. Now, you know, just like Yusei has his Shooting Star Dragon, the structure deck gave us the, I guess, a warrior version of Shooting Star Dragon, so to speak. You know, and he's pretty good because he can literally, it's like Stardust tributing itself, for those who don't know, but it negates any inherent summon, I believe. So anything that's pretty much summoned through, you know, by like an extra deck, like Synchro, Fusion, Xyz, anything like that. So it's pretty good. And if it dies, it could bring out a warrior Synchro monster from your extra deck to the field, and that monster is treated as a Synchro summon, so that's pretty good. We have Junk Destroyer, pretty straightforward card, pretty good card. Road Warrior is a card that you're gonna go mostly for, it's just to extend your combos. Junk Berserker, now that we have other targets other than Junk Synchron, we can actually take advantage of his effect. We have Junk Archer, another good card. We have Drill Warrior, for, you know, replenishing those cards, you know, kind of reusing those cards that were used earlier. We have Junk Gardener, some defense, and then we have another new Synchro, Jet Warrior. He's pretty good. I like him. He could get over any like problematic cards that can be like destroyed or whatever, so we could like turn it back, and he could bring himself back. So that's pretty good. Then we have Junk Speeder. Yes, this card, you know, came in the tin and everything. Oh my god, this card is the most stupidest card in the deck, because you can literally just synchro off like insanely. So yeah, we have Junk Warrior, and we have Axel Synchron. I was, you know, contemplating on whether to use that one or the Formula Synchron, because I didn't want to showcase too many new cards, but this one seems to be the card that I guess synergizes with the deck the most. It deck thins, it helps you modify the level of this card, and you can literally synchro summon with it during your opponent's turn, so that's pretty good. And this is the card that you're most likely going to go into to bring out Stardust Warrior. And lastly, we have Armorion. That's the synchros for the extra deck, and we'll move into the side deck. Before that, I like to show these nice little tokens here. Yay! Yeah, we have the Synchron tokens now, so that's pretty cool. So for the extra deck, it's pretty straightforward. It's just either contemplating the deck's style, play style, or just more defense cards. So I added Arbitrator. It's an anime card. It's a pretty good card because when a card you control is destroyed during the battle phase, you literally just discard him and then end the battle phase. So like, your opponent's about to OTK you, and let's say they don't destroy your card by a card effect, but let's say they just kill a monster you control, and you don't want your other cards to be destroyed, you can literally just send them and boom, the battle phase ends. And being that this deck is very heavy synchro, we have Wave Wall. This card is literally just a stall card, and its effect is pretty simple. During each of your opponent's battle phase, you can negate attacks from monsters your opponent controls up to the number of face-up synchro monsters you control. So like, if you have like 3 synchros and you summon this guy, you can literally negate 3 attacks during each of your opponent's battle phase. So that's pretty good. I also added a Synchron Keeper. I like this card because it also synchro summons. Usually, most likely, you're gonna summon like your Stardust Dragon with this, since all the other synchros require like a Synchron specific card. But I like him, and I wanted to use him because he kind of helps you with like effect damage and stuff, and brings out a body to the field, so that's pretty good. I added Necrolinker. Just helps you bring out that Synchron. You can't synchro summon that turn, but you know, if you bring out Excel Synchron, you know, and you're gonna go into that play, you don't need to worry because you could literally synchro summon on your opponent's turn. I added Sonic Warrior because, you know, for that Junk Warrior big play. I added Clear Effector as well, also for that Junk Warrior big play, or any other synchro really. And it draws your card, and it makes it so that synchro monster can be destroyed by card effects. I added Turret Warrior. It's mostly, you know, all your warriors, I believe, all your synchros are mostly warriors, so you can literally tribute them all for this and make this guy huge. I added Salvage Warrior, which is the last monster for the side deck. Helps you bring out a tuner from your graveyard to Synchro again, and this deck can special summon a lot, so that's pretty good. Now we're going to the trap cards. I added Synchro Barrier Force. It's an anime card. It's pretty good. It's like Starlight Road, but just it contemplates this deck a little more since you're synchro summoning a lot more, so you get to take advantage of the other effect that it has. So it not only negates the effect of a card or cards that would destroy card or cards on the field, but it also inflicts 500 damage to your opponent for each face-up synchro monster you control. So that's pretty good. Nice little burn damage there. I added Synchro material because it's a good card. I don't use the regular effect, I use the anime effect. This one has a restriction where you can't enter your battle phase, but the anime one doesn't. You just use one of your opponent's monsters and synchro with it. Obviously during the main phase, because you can't synchro summon unless you want to synchro during the battle phase, in which case you can use Urgent Tuning. In Urgent Tuning, everybody knows, you could literally synchro summon during the battle phase. So if you have those two and you decide to use them, you know, side it in, you can literally synchro summon with your opponent's monster during the battle phase, and yeah. And I added Wild Tornado. It's a good card to get rid of like problematic face-up spell and trap cards. And if it's destroyed while face down, or sent to graveyard while face down, even you could just pop a face-up card on the field. And I also added another new card that I believe is from the structure deck, Scrap Iron Statue. It does the same thing as a Scrap Iron Scarecrow, but it's for face-ups. It's for spell and trap cards that are already face-up on the field that activate their effects. So mostly like field spells or continuous spells and trap cards, like things like that. It will negate. It will well, not negate. It will just destroy it, and then it'll go back to face down. But the reason why I added this card is not mainly for that, but for the second effect, which is when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a junk monster in the graveyard and special summon it in defense position. So that's really good, because this deck is literally just junks and synchrons. So I added Junk Barrage because it's a junk card, and lastly, Double Cyclone. If you want to pop off that Scrap Iron Statue effect, you can do that. Well, that's the deck, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, soon we'll have another deck profile up and a couple other duels. So,
alright guys, see you guys next time.
Grinding Duel Acceleration!
Gotcha!